week as we explore places to go and things to do in the Westchester area. Westchester is a place that has such opportunity to fill the mind, to explore, to learn, to really plunge into the depths of so many different activities. And perhaps the best person to have a broad feeling of everything that's available is Judy Matson, who is the director of the Westchester County Office of Cultural Affairs, and she's my guest today. Judy, what's your reaction when people say, I've got nothing to do?
I have to hold my head and say, I can't believe it. We work so hard to try to get information out to the broadest amount of people in the county about all of the activities that are going on here. We have a calendar of events which we publish quarterly with a special edition at holiday time because we find we get many calls from people asking us, well, the kids are on vacation or we're having guests, what can we do during this holiday time? So we've started to publish a December calendar.
Now let's talk about this calendar of events. If you look through this calendar, there is absolutely too much to do. There's no way absolutely that you could do everything that's in there.
Well, you're absolutely right. There are so many wonderful things, north, south, east, and west of the county. You really don't have to leave home or go very far from home to find activities that would be suitable for every member of the family, all age groups, and at all levels of interest. So this calendar provides all of that information in one place. It kind of helps you pick out those when you have young people, and it helps you pick out those activities that would be appropriate if you're just looking for a quiet evening, or in the summertime especially, going out and picnicking.
But a lot of people say to me, I would do the things that you do, but I don't know about them. And so how do they find out about what's going on, and what are the sources? I know certainly this calendar is helpful. What other sources are there?
Well, almost all of the institutions themselves do have literature which describe their events. Certainly we have the Performing Arts Center at SUNY has a very extensive list of programs that they have all during the winter season. The Rye Arts Center has an extensive listing of events that go on there, including classes and shows of all kinds.
Well, let's take them one at a time now. The Performing Arts Center at SUNY. Let's talk a little bit about what they offer and how people could find out about them. Of course, there's newspapers. You certainly can read the local newspapers, the daily newspapers, the weekly newspapers. The New York Times certainly has listings. The Gannett papers all have the weekend listing
section
on
Thursdays. Is a very, very helpful thing. The other important thing about the Gannett weekend section is that it usually highlights some of the special activities that week. So if you don't want to look up something on a long-range basis and it's just a last-minute thing that you're looking to do, that's also a very, very good place to get your information. Also, the Westchester Arts Council publishes a monthly calendar of events, which also has listings of many of the very same locations that we have listed, so that you get the same information in many of the same places by looking in the different calendars.
Yeah, probably the best thing to do is to find a way to organize it. I personally keep a calendar in which I list all possibilities on each day, and look ahead and say, gee, that sounds like something interesting. I got 5 things to do this day, and I don't feel like doing any of them, but at least I know what's around all the time. And it's so easy to do, to keep them in any sort of form you want, whether it be in a computer, if you have one of them, or to keep it on a chart on your refrigerator. Or a diary, or just sheets of paper.
Well, our calendar certainly is good to keep next to you in the car or in your pocketbook, so it's very, very handy to have anything.
Well, let's talk about some of the other places now. Let's talk about the Newburgh Museum, which is really a highlight.
Well, that's also located on the SUNY campus, such as as is the Performing Arts Center. And the Newburgh has exhibitions which change regularly. They also offer, in conjunction with their exhibition programs, a great many special lectures, opportunities to meet the artist, to learn more about the artwork. You would find a similar situation at the Hudson River Museum. They also have special family days where they have workshops that highlight the exhibits, and families can work together in exploring the different ideas that the
And
exhibition is trying to get across.
And they have the Friday nights that are free with the planetarium.
Yes, and the planetarium. So it's especially a special favorite of mine. So I hope your listeners, if they haven't been there, will take a visit. And it's a beautiful place to go, especially in the fall, and they can look across and see the Palisades and the leaves changing. So it's a nice time to go.
One of my favorite places, and I know it's one of yours, is the Bridge Gallery. And it's not what you normally believe is a concept of a gallery because of its location. Why don't we talk a little about it? I know it's your responsibility.
Yes. Well, the Bridge Gallery is located on the second floor of the McCallion Office Building, which is 148 Martine Avenue in White Plains, and it is actually a corridor that bridges the low-rise county building to the old county building, and it has been a gallery for a long time, since the building has been up, and we have changing exhibitions which really relate to Westchester County.
What are some of the exhibits that you've had there?
Well, for example, right now we are going to have an exhibit that deals with the Holocaust Memorial. We have photographs by Claire Yaffa of portraits of Christian rescuers and Holocaust survivors. We have exhibits of historic, important sites in Westchester County, which is an exhibit that will be done in coordination with the Westchester County Historical Society. We have had exhibits on the Bronx River Parkway, the building of it, all based on glass plate negatives. On Playland Park, we have featured artists who live and or work in Westchester.
We had a photography exhibit. I interviewed some of the people who were involved with that exhibit.
We have, over the years, many, many different kinds of ideas and different kinds of shows. We've had the cartoons of David Jacobson, who is in the Gannett papers every night. And so anyone that relates to Westchester and we feel would be of specific interest to people who visit the gallery and come to the county office building.
Just want to comment about his cartoons. I'll tell you a little secret. I once wrote a daily comic strip, which was in newspapers across the country, and I know how hard it is to come up with something funny to say every single day.
Isn't it amazing?
And I'm always really, really astonished at the caliber of what he comes up with. And,
he's very special. He really
and
is.
I think he does a real fine job. Another thing that you just mentioned was the Holocaust Memorial.
Yes.
Now so you just had the official opening for that. Let's talk about that. How did that happen, and where is it? And it's certainly something kind of important I know you were involved with.
Yes, it's a very, very, very special time that after many years of working together, first under the office of Al Del Bello and now under the office of the County Executive O'Rourke, that this actually came to
It's been in the works then a long time.
Yes, it has. It's been a dream, and finally under County Executive O'Rourke, the dream really did come to pass. And it's right in front of the Bridge Gallery. And the sculpture was done by a Scarsdale artist, Rita Rappaport. The garden was designed by Jack Harricle of Armand Benedict and Company. And it is a place where we hope Westchester residents as well as visitors will come to remember and not to forget. And County Executive O'Rourke was very, very supportive of this, and it was his inspiration that helped to bring it to its completion, because he really believed that this tragic period in history should never be forgotten. So we're very, very excited about this new piece of public art in Westchester County, and I urge your listeners to take time to visit and to remember as well.
There is so much public art around, in White Plains particularly. There's so much sculpture, and I think it would be a great idea to, maybe it was done, but to do a tour, or certainly a guidebook. Perhaps one of the corporations could sponsor it. And
I love that idea.
A guidebook of the art. I know I see a lot of it, and I'm not quite sure of what it is. And I think that would be something that would be very, very good and very interesting. Let's get back to galleries again. There are so many galleries. Now, one of the galleries that I like is the Hastings Gallery. It's not a big gallery, but they do great work, and I discovered them several years ago. And we have some of their literature here right now. And this is a community gallery, or is that what it is?
Yes, it's a community
And it's
gallery.
in the
municipal
building on the second floor.
Right next to the railroad station. And so it's very convenient to visit.
Right near the library, too.
And they have wonderful changing exhibitions as well. And it's not only something that people want to think about when they just go to visit a place. It could be that they may want to become involved in supporting one of the institutions that we're talking about and finding out how these places work. Because just by visiting alone doesn't keep these places open to the public. And it's very important, I think, for people in the community to know that many of these institutions are kept alive by Westchester County tax dollars, by a commitment from county government and the county executive.
Yeah, what is the role? What is the role of the county, of the government in all of this? And I know that you and your office is a county office.
That's correct.
And although you're involved in many of these functions and in arranging them, you also have an overview of everything that's going on. What exactly is the role? What does the county do to bring this to life and to the attention of the public?
Well, what we do is help the organizations publicize their information. We ask them to give us their information, and we distribute it. We get many calls, many calls from all over, and we work with the Office of Tourism to get this information out to as many people as we can. Visitors, relocation companies, real estate agents, welcome, the newly arrived resident, and so on and so forth. But the other role of county government is that each year the county executive makes a commitment to make a substantial financial contribution to the arts and cultural life in the community. And through our offices, we work with the Westchester Arts Council and with the Hudson River Museum to give them this money and then they use it. In the case of the Arts Council, they re-grant this money to organizations such as we've been talking about today, the Newburgh Museum, the Rye Arts Center. They would re-grant money to the Hastings Art Gallery, to the Katona Museum of Art, to the Pelham Arts Center, numerous organizations, Caramore, that they re-grant money to. So a little bit of tax money is going in to help support the programs in each one of your favorite institutions around the county.
A lot of that, I think, is the result of the orientation of Andrew O'Rourke himself.
Absolutely.
He, aside from being a government official, a politician, he also is very much involved with the arts. He's an author, and he certainly has a lot of interest in that direction. So I'm sure that his heart is in that place. And
yes, and during these very difficult economic times, he has made sure and worked with the legislators to maintain the level of funding for the arts. They have been cut really very, very little in comparison to what the state has done to the arts, especially in Westchester County, and especially the Westchester Arts Council. So I like to think of him as a Renaissance man, and he's been very, very generous and very, very supportive to the cultural community, and we're very fortunate in that regard.
I suppose that you spend a lot of your time, a lot of evenings going to many of these events. That's part of the job, but I would guess with your background, you were with the Hudson River Museum, and then you came into your present role during Aldo Bello's administration.
That's correct.
So you've been doing this for quite a while now. You spend a lot of time going to openings, I suppose.
Meetings.
Meetings, a lot of
and
times.
Planning for all kinds of things.
People don't want to see that. People don't want to see meetings. They only want to see the glamour, of what takes place.
Well, we go to glamorous meetings.
You are and have been very much involved with the annual appearance of the New York Philharmonic Orchestra.
Yes.
That sounds to me like a massive undertaking.
Well, it's an exciting undertaking.
Do you work on it all year?
A little bit, every month, a little bit. It's a very, very exciting event, and this year, as you know, after 12 years, we had the largest number of people that we've ever had before.
Almost too many.
Well, I don't want to say that, but it was very, very exciting because I can remember when we were struggling to let the community know about the event and to tell them that it's going on here. So we were very excited. We also like to work out events where we work together with other organizations. We work with the Westchester Library System. We've been doing a program called Marathon. This year we're talking about Marathon 3, where it's a day where all the arts groups get together at the county center, and we work with the Parks Department to have music in every different room in the county center. And so those are activities that we feel that are good for the entire family and for the entire community and for people of all interests, and it's a way of highlighting the arts by doing a day-long
Now, you
activity.
talked about volunteers and getting involved. Do you think that people understand, are aware of, and appreciate all that's going on in the county? Do they not know that it's going on? Do they take it for granted?
Well, I guess lives are very, very busy. People are very occupied with a variety of activities, and two people working in a household make the spare time and the time they have to go to things and attend activities is very limited, and so they pick and choose carefully. And so our concern is to have the best kind of activity, the best quality, so that when they do attend something that they really enjoy it, and to have it become a meaningful experience, an educational experience, and a fun
Sure.
experience. So I think it's important that we try to work on all of those areas to talk about the arts in
Yeah,
the county.
you mentioned the enormous audience that came to the Philharmonic. I attended a jazz concert with Pete Bard's a jazz band at Lyndhurst, and that was an enormous crowd too. And I understand from Richard Kapp of Philharmonia Virtuosi,
Yes.
who sponsored that, who said it was an enormous audience, and he had great audiences all year at Lyndhurst. Are people going to more? Maybe it's the economy. These things are not expensive.
No,
If any cost, it's only parking cost.
Right. I think that may have something to do with it. I go back to the concept that I think people are beginning to know that they are available. All of the arts groups are working harder to get our message out, more calendars, more ways of spreading the word. I think the newspapers are all working with us. They all understand the importance of a good cultural community. Also helps the economy. It adds to the quality of life. So I think all of these entities and all these partnerships are beginning to come to a good end, and so more people are attending some of these special outdoor events.
To get on the mailing list, to get the calendar that you put out, people could call a number,
Yes.
and you'd give that information?
Yes.
Yes, and what is that telephone number?
It's 285-2946, and it's free.
Then the calendar is free.
Yes.
Now, could also people, by calling that number, get literature from various organizations?
Yes.
Do you have material?
Yes.
And how do they get on the individual mailing lists of the organizations?
They would have to call the individual institution directly.
And on your calendar now, you're publishing a list of the names of the various institutions?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Well, the calendar has, wherever the event is, would have a phone number attached to it, because we don't list all of the information related to it, and it's always good to call ahead to be sure that there have been no changes, or to get all the details that you require. We also have a listing of the facility and how it relates to its accessibility, so that people with any specific problems can also check to see if the facility can handle the facility, and the facility can handle them. So, but we have a special directory on the back of our new calendar that talks about all of the numbers that they can call where they get service from county government. So that is a particularly helpful thing, I think. So when you need help, you know where to go.
Tell me about your own personal interests now. I know that you list a lot of places, and like a parent who loves all of his or her children, I know that you don't want to single out any. Are there any special places that you've discovered through your long experience here in the county?
Well, I think I have to say, as you said, that every place that we work with and every place that we have activities going on in the county has its special meaning for some reason or another. I think we have the Hudson River Museum, which I mentioned. I think the Performing Arts Center at SUNY with its 4 theaters has its special feeling, as does the Newburger, and the Katona Museum of Art for its intimacy, and Caramore for its beautiful surroundings and its furnishings. It's not fair for me to really say which one I love the most, but
well,
I really
have to tell you
enjoy all of them.
That your list and my list are pretty close to each other. Pretty close to each other. I like to make discoveries. I like to find obscure notations in the real estate pages saying that a historic building is being auctioned off.
Yes, that's
and
true.
that took me recently to find some old buildings in Draper Park in Hastings. And you never know when you're going there that you might find something else. Now, there's something pretty close to that, which I didn't know about, but you told me about.
Yes. It's the Jasper Cropsey House, which is not open to the public on a regular basis. And many of the paintings of Jasper Cropsey are located in that house, and it's directly across the street from that area.
How does one get in to see them? Is there any?
I think you have to call and make an appointment, and I don't know how often it's open, or it is run by a foundation, and they are in charge of that.
I know that there are many books in the libraries that talk about the history of individual communities, or the history of Westchester County, or a wonderful book called The Best of Westchester, which has a lot of information on the program, on the county itself. And I do believe you mentioned working with Westchester Library System. The library is a great source. There was a film done on Westchester County with E.G. Marshall.
That's correct.
And there's a possibility that libraries might have copies of that people could borrow.
It was a film on significant architecture in the county, and it was filmed during the tricentennial celebration. So I definitely recommend it. It's a 45-minute film, and it was really an outstanding film, and it really gives you a very good overview of Westchester County.
And certainly when you talk about Westchester architecture, you have to talk about Frank Sanchez's wonderful book on architecture, which I consider to be the greatest in-depth discussion. It's like anything else, there's almost too much in it. There isn't enough time to find everything in it. And of course, that's what happens in any situation. The more you get into it, the more you do, the more you can see, the more you want to see.
Well, we have so many wonderful historic buildings to visit, and the historical societies in this county have a great wealth of information. So it is another resource for your viewers to take into consideration if they don't want to visit one of the museums or one of the galleries or performance, and they like historic buildings.
There's so much to see and there's so much to talk about, but we've run out of time. So I thank you very much for being here today. My guest today has been Judy Matson, who is the Director of the Office of Cultural Affairs of Westchester County. Go enjoy Westchester County. There's lots to see and lots to do. And I'm Norman Liss. Until next week at this time, enjoy yourself.